So hi, I'm Gigi from Astro by Gigi. That's obviously my work name. I'm a UK-based astrologer, but I am from the Philippines. So I practice traditional astrology, mostly Hellenistic, but I also do, incorporate some of the modern techniques into my astrology. Aside from astrology, I do read tarot and Lenormand, but my practice currently is traditional Hellenistic astrology. I do natal consultations and sort of predictive work as well, and slowly getting into horary and electional astrology. But that's currently my study in progress. I got into astrology, like maybe a lot of young people, by having a fascination for horoscopes, for zodiac signs. When I was younger, I would read sort of the horoscopes in the back of like glossy fashion magazines, and just be like really fascinated by like how sort of you could come up with all of these predictions. And much later, I would find out that, well, your zodiac sign sort of means something about your personality and about your sort of the way you communicate and the way you sort of have you move around, I guess, in the world. And then in my early 20s, I started learning about natal charts, which was a completely new world for me. And I did a lot of self-study before I realized astrology was something I wanted to take to the next level and to have a really sort of grounded, professional, or not professional as per se, but an academic sort of foundation in. And that's when I started studying with Chris Brennan under his Hellenistic astrology self-study course, which I completed last year. And that was also when I sort of launched a consultation service, I guess I should say. And I've been consulting with clients since then. And so far it's been a very interesting, very eye-opening ride. And astrology is something that you could study and study for years and years and not know and not feel like you know everything about, which is the exciting part of this journey. Well, so we all know that astrology has had kind of an up and up in the past couple of years, in that pop culture has picked up so many more elements of astrology beyond sun signs, beyond, magazine horoscopes. And now more people than ever know about not just their sun signs, but their moon sign and their rising sign. And it's kind of made its way into sort of cultural awareness. And I think astrology has, apart from the entertainment value and sort of that baseline self-knowledge that you get from knowing your rising and your moon sign, it also sort of gives us sort of this cultural awareness that there's maybe more to the universe than, our own machinations and free will. And in a sense, that sort of gives comfort that there's something working beyond our scope and our knowledge, that sort of turning the wheels, so to speak. I think some people would be like alarmed by that, and in the sense that, well, my free will isn't the only thing that's kind of in play. But for the most part, when I talk to clients and they realize that astrology sort of hints at something beyond, what we really know and what we can understand fully, that it gives them some sort of peace that, well, the universe is working for me whether I like it or not, and that things do happen for a reason in a very abstract sense, and that astrology can be a way to sort of look at that, predict it, but also come to terms with the fact that not everything I do in the world is going to be my doing. Okay, my advice for anyone getting into astrology, young or old, or even if you've had sort of some background of astrology already, is actually to study a course in depth. I know that when we all get into astrology, we kind of go off on our own and sort of fall into a rabbit hole of researching things. But really what turned it around for me was studying astrology with Chris Brennan. And it doesn't have to be, any specific school or any specific certification course, but just studying foundational astrology was what really helped me understand and put everything together that I learned by myself over the years. And I mean, not to be biased, but Hellenistic is kind of the way to go, because it's just the beginning of all astrology. And when you study it, you sort of figure out how we arrived at all these modern significations of the planets and the signs. They all root back to ancient astrology, and it just sort of puts everything together and it makes it click. So that's my advice. Study traditional astrology. So you can find me currently on Rappler's astrology section. So I do contribute articles about astrology, mostly fun stuff that sort of would appeal and sort of whet the appetite for astrology enthusiasts. I'm also on my website, astrobyGigi.com, and you can book me for consultations there as well. And all of my sort of work is there as well. And don't forget to join UP Esoterica to get sort of more into the community of astrology, which is so important when you're learning and when you're getting into it.